I I think I think we will get to 1 million. I just hope we get there slowly.
Slowly. Okay.
Mike Novogratz unveils Bitcoin's $1 million roadmap, breaking down key steps, risks, and big opportunities. Stick around to catch every detail.
With Larry Fink is kind of, there's before Larry Fink and after Larry Fink. And so the guys that orange pilled Larry Fink, they deserve applause, and they know who they are.
Yeah.
And I say that because he was such a representation of skeptic turning advocate, and he runs the largest asset management fund in the world. And he's symbolically, before even the government, it was more important that Larry said, this is now an asset. He blessed it as a real asset. And it's on the screen of every macro trader in the world. Mm-hmm. It is just another macro asset, like gold, like crude, like the 10-year, like the euro. And so I think it's here to stay. Bitcoin has two kind of vectors that drive its valuation. One is adoption, mm-hmm. right? How many people get orange pilled? Yeah. And that ball is rolling downhill. And the other is the macro environment, right? We have governments that can't keep their pants on. They spend more money than they should. And Trump said, I'm going to, cut the deficit. I got Elon Musk, he's going to cut government spending. I got Scott Bessent, who's going to bend the curve of debt to GDP. And you know what? The deficit is going to be higher, not lower. Right? Politicians can't help them. It's not just the president, it's the Congress. It's this unholy alliance of people that are in DC that get so excited about wanting to get reelected or having some vision that they think is just so bright that they need to spend more money on it. And it's not their money. It's someone else's money.
Right.
And that happens in Europe. It happens in Japan. It happens in the US. And therefore, fiat currencies get debased. And as much as I like Scott Bessent, and I think he meant everything he said, he's failing at bending debt to GDP. It's not all his fault. Congress passed the big BB. Mm-hmm. That thing did nothing. That did nothing but help Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And so, listen, I still hope our government gets it together and we have less government spending and at least high enough growth that we start bending debt to GDP curve. I'd rather have a lower Bitcoin price in a more stable United States than the opposite in lots of ways. People that cheer for the $1 million Bitcoin price next year, I was like, guys, it only gets there if we're in such a shitty place domestically. And I've seen countries that go into those places, right? When you have monster devaluations, you lose civil society. And you can look at it, every country that's had it, you don't want to live there. And so I like to think Bitcoin should act as a report card or like a governor to political systems really doing a shitty job.
Ethereum is edging closer to its all-time high, sparking excitement among traders who now believe ETH could rally to an eye-watering $13,000. The price surged 10% today, reaching $4,715, just shy of the $4,867 record set in November 2021. On-chain data from Glassnode shows that buying interest is accelerating, with Ethereum acting as a bellwether for the broader altcoin market. One of the biggest drivers behind this momentum is the massive wave of capital pouring into spot Ethereum ETFs. Over the past 6 days, these funds have attracted $2.3 billion in inflows, including a record $1 billion in a single day on August 11. Novogratz president Nate Geraci noted that spot ETH ETFs have actually drawn nearly $1.5 billion more than their Bitcoin counterparts since early July. Large treasury holders are also piling in, with companies like BitMine Immersion Technologies and Sharplink Gaming significantly increasing their ETH reserves. On the network side, Ethereum is showing strong fundamentals. Daily transactions recently hit over 1.87 million, and July 2025 logged about 50 million transactions, the highest in more than a year. The total value locked in DeFi is near $95 billion, holding 61% of the market share. Analysts say a decisive break above $4,750 could push ETH into price discovery, with upside targets ranging from $7,000 to $13,000 and even whispers of $20,000 if momentum holds.
People always think 2022 was bad. 2018, the whole crypto market cap went down 96%. 96%, I've never seen anything that goes down 96%.
That was my first cycle after I got in 2017. I was like, wow, this thing moves.
One of the things that gave me faith is that by 2019, we'd recovered a little bit. There were nobody leaving the industry in 2018. Like, we still had people coming into the industry. Galaxy would have these meetups in my office on 107 Grand Street. We just have free drinks for people. And it was literally elbow room only. Matter of fact, it was mostly men. It was not a group. There were a few women. It was very men biased, but it was a huge swarm of crypto people, and was kind of a weekly thing, or a bi-weekly. And kind of the New York crypto community would meet for free drinks and talk crypto. But it was accelerating in the amount of people joining our industry, even though the opportunity had just collapsed in front of everyone's eyes. And that gave me a lot of hope that this is not going away. My instinct would have been, people have had plenty of time to buy Bitcoin through ETFs or through, apps like Coinbase, or directly companies like us if you're more institutional. And something has ignited the public equity markets, and some of the institutions are coming in through these companies. And Michael proved it was possible. We'll see how long these all last. I fundamentally think he's special, and that he's become his own crypto almost. Like, people invest in MicroStrategy as MicroStrategy, not necessarily as Bitcoin. I don't know if all these other treasury companies will have the same success, but it's great for Bitcoin. It's great for our ecosystem. That, again, if you think about when I said there's a macro backdrop, which we have, and there's adoption. Adoption means orange pilling people. And Pomp's out there orange pilling people, right? David Bailey and his group, that's orange pilling people. That's bringing people into the tent. And so the more people we have bringing people into the tent, the price goes up.
Right.
And then they get comfortable with, like, you can't be in crypto, you can't be in Bitcoin without learning that part of the journey is getting, I was going to say kicked in the groin, but maybe punched in the stomach every once in a while. Like, there's volatility that comes with it. And there's like a whole community around shared pain.
Yes.
There will be shared pain for some of these new entrants as well.
Crypto millionaires are moving to the UAE because the country offers zero tax on personal income and capital gains from crypto. The government has also removed value-added tax from most crypto transactions, making the environment attractive for traders and investors. This tax policy allows Bitcoin holders, NFT creators, and startup founders to sell or reinvest their assets without losing a portion to taxes. Dubai and Abu Dhabi lead with clear regulations that appeal to both retail and institutional players. Dubai's Virtual Assets Regulatory Authority licenses exchanges and platforms, while Abu Dhabi's Financial Services Regulatory Authority focuses on large-scale and institutional compliance. Ras Al Khaimah has also created the RAK Digital Assets Oasis, a dedicated free zone for Web3 companies. The UAE has built strong infrastructure for crypto businesses. Free zones like the Dubai Multi-Commodity Center and Abu Dhabi Global Market provide business services, legal frameworks, and access to investment networks. High-speed internet and 5G connectivity support fast operations for blockchain firms. Residency benefits add another layer of appeal. The Golden Visa offers 10 years residency for qualifying investors and entrepreneurs. Safe cities, modern amenities, and global flight connections make the UAE an appealing home base. This combination of tax policy, regulation, infrastructure, and lifestyle is driving a surge of crypto wealth into the country. If you have been watching so far, thank you so much for watching, and do not forget to subscribe to Bitcoinzilla for daily news, all for free. That's all for today's video. Until next time.